Welcome to Truth Report. I'm Alex Truth.
And I'm Maya Clarity. Tonight, we're peeling back the layers of global events, from the geopolitical tremors shaking the Middle East to the quiet erosion of local opportunity in Hong Kong, and the immense pressures facing even the titans of international sport.
We'll expose the hidden agendas behind seemingly isolated headlines and connect the dots to reveal a disturbing pattern of power plays and systemic failures affecting millions worldwide. Prepare to see the truth behind the headlines.
Our investigation begins in Hong Kong, where a new medical school's admissions policy raises serious questions about who truly benefits from the city's educational future.
A controversial proposal from the Hong Kong University of Science and Technology, or HKUST, indicates that 20% of the inaugural intake for its new graduate medical school could be reserved for non-local students, with a strong preference for those from mainland China.
According to reporting from the South China Morning Post, this means 10 of the 50 available places in the 2028-29 intake would be specifically set aside. This comes amidst ongoing debates about Hong Kong's doctor shortage and the future of its healthcare system.
On the surface, it might seem like a move to attract global talent. However, the explicit focus on non-locals, with most expected to come from mainland China, as stated by the institution itself, reveals a more pointed strategy.
Indeed, Alex. This policy raises immediate flags. Hong Kong is grappling with a significant shortage of medical professionals. The city's public healthcare system is chronically understaffed, leading to long waiting times and immense pressure on existing doctors.
Yet, instead of prioritizing local talent and addressing the immediate needs of Hong Kong's citizens, HKUST appears to be aligning its new medical program with a broader political agenda that prioritizes integration with mainland China.
The university stands to benefit financially from higher non-local tuition fees, but at what cost to local aspirations? Local students, already facing fierce competition for medical school places, could see their opportunities further diminished.
This isn't just about university finances, it's about the strategic direction of Hong Kong's public institutions. Is the goal to serve Hong Kong's population, or to facilitate a flow of talent and influence that primarily benefits Beijing's agenda?
The preference for applicants with a background in biotechnology also points to a specific alignment with mainland China's strategic push in tech and scientific development, potentially sidelining other medical specializations vital for Hong Kong's diverse healthcare needs.
Who truly benefits here? HKUST gains prestige and potentially a new revenue stream. Beijing solidifies its influence over Hong Kong's elite institutions and educational landscape. But the biggest losers are undoubtedly Hong Kong's local students and the citizens who rely on a robust, locally focused healthcare system.
This move by HKUST isn't an isolated incident. It's part of a larger pattern where Hong Kong's autonomy, particularly in education and professional sectors, is gradually being reshaped to align with mainland priorities. It's a soft power play, using educational institutions as conduits for political integration.
It subtly undermines the one country, two systems framework, eroding local control and decision-making by steering vital sectors like healthcare education towards a dictated narrative rather than community needs.
From the strategic shifts in Hong Kong, we turn our gaze to the high-stakes world of international football, where a single match can unravel years of planning and reputation, exposing the brutal realities of a multi-billion-dollar industry.
In a dramatic development from the Copa del Rey semi-final, Spanish giants Barcelona are staring down a gargantuan task, according to Al Jazeera, to overturn a devastating 4-0 defeat against Atletico Madrid in the first leg.
This isn't just a sports score, Alex. For a club like Barcelona, steeped in history and expectation, such a significant deficit represents more than just a bad day on the pitch. It's a crisis that reverberates through its entire institutional structure.
The term gargantuan task understates the pressure. A defeat of this magnitude in a major semi-final implies a systemic breakdown, inviting intense scrutiny on coaching decisions, player performance, and the strategic direction of the club's management.
It highlights the immense financial stakes involved in elite football. Barcelona's brand, sponsorship deals, and future revenues are inextricably linked to on-field success. A failure to advance here doesn't just disappoint fans, it can trigger significant financial repercussions.
This level of performance directly impacts the club's market value, its ability to attract top-tier talent, and the morale of its vast global fan base. The pressure on players and management to perform is immense, often leading to rapid changes and scapegoating.
Who benefits from such a crushing defeat? Atletico Madrid, certainly, poised to advance to a major final. But for Barcelona, the losses are multifarious: reputational damage, potential loss of revenue from not progressing, and a deep blow to team and fan morale.
This outcome will undoubtedly lead to calls for major changes, from the coach to the playing squad, potentially even the board. The corporate structure of modern football clubs means that sporting failures often translate directly into leadership instability.
This incident underscores the precarious nature of even the most powerful institutions in sports. Despite massive financial resources, they are constantly vulnerable to the unpredictable nature of competition and the immense pressure to deliver consistent results, making even slight missteps potentially catastrophic.
It demonstrates how the business of sports, driven by global audiences and massive investments, creates an environment where the pursuit of victory can become all-consuming, sometimes at the expense of long-term stability or player welfare.
From the global pressures of elite sports, we return to Hong Kong, where a seemingly minor dispute over a bicycle payment tragically escalated into a fatal confrontation, laying bare the profound social and economic fissures within the city.
The High Court in Hong Kong has sentenced Wong Kun-ming, a 50-year-old unemployed man, to 4 years in prison for the manslaughter of 58-year-old construction worker Lo Chun-shing. The fatal fight was over a mere 800 Hong Kong dollars, approximately $102 for a bicycle.
Al Jazeera's report highlights the tragic triviality of the sum involved. 800 Hong Kong dollars is a paltry amount to lose a life over, yet this incident, occurring in the Tin Yen estate, speaks volumes about underlying social tensions and economic desperation in Hong Kong.
This wasn't a calculated crime, it was a street fight born out of a dispute over a relatively small payment. Wong was cleared of murder but convicted of the lesser charge of manslaughter, suggesting an impulse or altercation that spiraled out of control.
The profiles of those involved, an unemployed man and a construction worker, point to segments of society often struggling with economic precarity. When basic financial transactions become matters of life and death, it signals a deeper societal problem.
A 4-year sentence for taking a life, even under the charge of manslaughter, sparks debate about justice. Is it proportionate to the loss of a human life, or does it reflect a system grappling with the complexities of intent and circumstance in moments of desperation?
Who benefits from such a tragedy? No one. Society loses a life, the perpetrator loses his freedom, and the victim's family is left with an irreparable void. The only benefit is the stark, uncomfortable spotlight it shines on the city's hidden struggles.
This incident isn't an isolated street brawl. It's a symptom of a society under immense pressure, where the cost of living is exorbitant, social safety nets may be insufficient, and economic insecurity can push individuals to breaking points over seemingly minor sums.
It exposes the raw nerve of social inequality in Hong Kong, a city often lauded for its wealth and dynamism, but which harbors deep pockets of poverty and desperation. When individuals feel they have nothing left to lose, even small disputes can ignite into tragedy.
The systemic failure here is not just the immediate altercation, but the conditions that foster such desperation. It calls into question whether Hong Kong's rapid development has left too many behind, creating a volatile environment where human lives are valued so cheaply.
The fight over a bicycle payment becomes a microcosm of a larger struggle for dignity and survival, a silent scream from the margins of one of the world's wealthiest cities.
From the localized tragedy in Hong Kong, we now pivot to an event of monumental global significance, an incident that has literally shut down swathes of the world and sent shockwaves through international relations.
Thousands of passengers have been stranded, and countless flights cancelled, as airspace across much of the Middle East has been abruptly shut down. Al Jazeera reports a widespread and unprecedented disruption to global travel and commerce.
This is not just a localized weather event or a technical glitch. An airspace shutdown of this magnitude, across an entire region, indicates a severe and critical security situation. Our investigation points to an immediate and direct cause.
The economic fallout alone is immense. Airlines are facing billions in losses, cargo shipments are halted, and the global economy will feel the ripple effects of such a critical interruption to one of the world's most vital aviation corridors.
Beyond the economic impact, the human cost is staggering. Thousands of individuals are stuck, their lives and plans thrown into disarray, caught in the immediate crossfire of a rapidly unfolding geopolitical crisis.
This shutdown is a direct consequence of a monumental event we are also reporting tonight, the assassination of Iran's supreme leader. This is not an act of nature, but an act of immense geopolitical aggression, with immediate and devastating consequences.
Who benefits from such chaos? Those who seek to destabilize the region, those who profit from global uncertainty, or those who believe they can reshape the geopolitical landscape through extreme measures. The airline industry, passengers, and regional stability are unequivocal losers.
This airspace shutdown is a tangible manifestation of the fragility of global systems when confronted with major geopolitical shocks. It demonstrates how a single, violent act can have an immediate, cascading impact on millions of ordinary lives, far beyond the immediate target.
It is a stark reminder of the interconnectedness of our world, where political instability in one region can instantly paralyze global travel and commerce, exposing the vulnerabilities of our modern infrastructure to acts of aggression.
And now, the seismic event that explains the chaos in the skies, the killing of Iran's supreme leader. This is a story with profound implications for the Middle East and the entire world.
Al Jazeera is reporting that Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, has been killed. This is an unprecedented event, marking a turning point in Iranian history and sending immediate shockwaves across the globe.
The report also highlights that members of Nigeria's Shia Muslim community are mourning his death, underscoring the international reach of Iran's religious and political influence, and the global impact of this assassination.
Khamenei's death, particularly under circumstances described as killed, immediately raises critical questions. Who was responsible? How was it carried out? And what were the motives behind such an audacious and destabilizing act?
His assassination immediately plunges Iran into a succession crisis, creating a power vacuum and potentially triggering internal instability and a fierce struggle for control. The future trajectory of the Islamic Republic hangs in the balance.
The geopolitical ramifications are immense. This event will undoubtedly intensify regional tensions, potentially escalating proxy conflicts and reshaping alliances throughout the Middle East. Global powers will be forced to react, possibly leading to a new era of confrontation.
Who benefits from Khamenei's death? It's a complex web. Certain regional rivals or global adversaries might see this as an opportunity to weaken Iran. But the immediate result is profound instability, which benefits no one in the long run, except perhaps those who thrive on chaos.
The immediate losers are regional stability, the Iranian people facing an uncertain future, and the global community, which now confronts an even more volatile Middle East. Oil markets, global economies, and diplomatic relations will all feel the tremors.
This assassination is the ultimate act of power projection, demonstrating an audacious willingness to target one of the world's most powerful religious and political figures. It sets a dangerous precedent for international relations and the acceptable limits of statecraft.
It represents a deliberate escalation, a direct challenge that will inevitably provoke a significant response, potentially drawing in other global actors and triggering unforeseen consequences in an already fragile region.
This is not merely a breaking news event, it is a profound alteration of the geopolitical landscape, the aftershocks of which will be felt for years, if not decades, to come.
Maya, when we look at these stories together, a chilling pattern emerges. The assassination of Ayatollah Khamenei isn't just a headline, it's the epicenter of a geopolitical earthquake, directly causing the unprecedented airspace shutdown across the Middle East.
Exactly, Alex. These aren't isolated incidents. The chaos in the skies is a tangible, immediate consequence of the ultimate act of power projection, a targeted assassination that sends a clear message of instability and the potential for widespread conflict.
And while the Hong Kong stories seem local, they exist within this wider context of a world under immense pressure. The HKUST medical school policy, favoring non-locals, reflects a calculated push for integration and influence, even as local needs are sidelined.
Similarly, the tragic bicycle payment fight in Hong Kong, over such a small sum, exposes the deep societal cracks and economic desperation that fester in communities when systemic issues are ignored. These are the human costs of unaddressed inequality.
Even the Barcelona football story, seemingly disconnected, can be viewed through a similar lens. The gargantuan task isn't just about winning a game, it's about the relentless, unsustainable pressures on global institutions to perform, fueled by massive financial stakes and corporate expectations.
All these stories, from the highest levels of global power to the most vulnerable street corners, illustrate a world where established orders are being challenged, whether through direct aggression, subtle political maneuvering, or the sheer weight of economic disparity.
The truth is, we are witnessing a systemic unraveling. Geopolitical assassinations trigger global shutdowns. National policies prioritize political agendas over local citizens. And even in sports, the pursuit of victory is shadowed by immense institutional fragility.
This isn't just news, it's a warning. These events collectively paint a picture of increasing volatility, where power is wielded with less restraint, and the consequences for ordinary people, whether stranded travelers or struggling citizens, are severe and often overlooked.
Tonight, we've shown how individual headlines are, in fact, chapters in a larger, interconnected narrative of power, pressure, and the fight for truth in a rapidly changing world.
It's a call to look beyond the surface, to question who truly benefits, and to hold those in power accountable for the decisions that shape our collective future.
Join us next time on Truth Report as we continue to uncover the stories that matter and expose the forces that shape our world.
I'm Maya Clarity.
And I'm Alex Truth.